Welcome to the Collector Cave, and today we have a review of Mezco Toys 112 Collective Robin, the Boy Wonder, which is based off like the golden age look of Robin. And a couple years ago, Mezco released a two-pack with Two-Face and Batman. And so this figure complements that figure. They also have a Joker on pre-order, which is coming out soon. So I love that Mezco's going back to comic book roots, getting golden age stuff going. I'm hoping for more from them. We'll see what happens. I'm sure it'll probably happen because Mezco has done good with the Batman IP. But anyway, getting back into this figure. This is a really cool look. You got a lot of golden age artwork here, a lot of comic panel stuff going on. And forgive me, I don't know who the artist is. I don't know artists that well when it comes to comics. I've been out of comics for quite a while. But I love the old school stuff like this. The look of it, the feel of it's great. And so you have Robin here swinging through the air in one shot, and then a bunch of other panel shots running toward the camera, all these different panels, which is pretty cool. And if the camera can pick it up, yeah, it's a high gloss. The figure is a high gloss on this. So that's really cool that they did that. It really makes it pop. Some nice packaging, and even the Robin symbol is also high gloss. 112 Collective. Same here, pose, play, display. The side of the box, you get a picture of Robin. It's the same on both sides. And the back, you get a picture. I like when they do this. They show you everything that comes with this box. So you get your figure, you get 3 head sculpts, I think 8 hands, some bat cuffs, the respirator mask. Batman also came with one, a punching effect piece, and then one of those like power bam signs, which I'm not sure if it actually has anything on it or if you can create your own. It's called the swoosh effect. So we'll see. That's part of this punching thing, I guess. I don't know. And then you got a batarang on a rope, and then different style batarang. So different golden age looks for the batarangs, which is pretty cool. And then you have the bola in motion with the hand attached. I absolutely love that Mezco's doing these accessories with attached hands. Awesome stuff. And then a really nice looking display. It's going to pop nice in the display cabinet with him being on that. And then here's some blogger shots of what he looks like, which you can see on their website. So let's get this guy unboxed and see all what he comes with in greater detail. All right, and every one of these 112 collective figures from Mezco comes with its product care guidelines. Just tells you that you have to be 18 years or older for this, and because they're small parts, ages 3 and under shouldn't be around this for fear of choking. And then it gives you some directions, pretty basic stuff, but it shows you how that swoosh effect and that pow sign goes on there on the fist, like he's punching. And then he comes with the bat handcuffs, the bat cuffs. And as you can see here, here's the Joker, a little sneak peek of the Joker coming soon, which is pretty neat. That's a cool shot there with the hands like that. Looks really neat. And then the rebreather is magnetic. And I think it works on every face. We'll try it out. But like I said, Batman comes with one as well. And then if you look at the packaging real quick, this reminds me of old school Mezco right here, this black box and everything in set like this. I love this look. Super cool. So there's the extra head sculpts. And this is the first time I remember the head sculpts being in this open case here. Usually they're singled out in the packaging, but it makes it a little bit easier to grab them. And there's that cool effect with the bola. And then there's a swoosh effect. Yeah, pretty cool. And then if I look at the lower one real quick, pull this out. Pretty simple. You get your flight stand, you get the base, and you get the 112 collective accessory bag. If you don't want to keep the packaging, you can use this bag for all the accessories. Oh, and here's the batarang with the rope. So let's get all this stuff out and take a closer look. All right, and here's Robin unboxed, unpackaged with everything he comes with. And he comes with a decent amount of accessories and items, considering the price point, which we'll talk about towards the end. But I played with the figure for a minute. There's some pros and cons right out the box for me with this figure. I like it aesthetically overall for the most part. And we'll focus on the accessories first, which I always enjoy that. We'll look here, of course, you get your 112 collective bag, and then the stands. You want to have them like jumping or flying through the air, you can do that with that posing arm. And then there's the nice base. That base looks really good. Yellow and red. Looks good. And then this wire, it's actually wired. This batarang here is wired. It's a metal wire or some type of bendy wire. Somewhat bendy. I don't know. I'm afraid I'm going to kink it. It's got some bendability to it. It's almost like fishing line is what it feels like. It feels like fishing line that can bend a little bit. So that's kind of what I'm getting out of it. And then there's the batarang. So if you want to have like he's climbing up a wall with Batman, like you saw in the 60s movie, show, you could do that. Here's this effect piece that I probably won't use in my display. Cool that it comes with this stuff. And this just attaches to his fist. I believe his fist goes in there and you plug it in. We'll do that with a shot. And then this little POW thing just clips onto it like that. But I didn't see anything that came with like any like sticker to go on it says like BAM or POW. So I guess they want you to make your own. I don't really know if it's just supposed to have just this and not actually do that BAM POW like you saw in the 60s show, which of course this is Golden Age. So it's pre that. But yeah, it's a nice looking piece. I just probably won't use it. What I might use is this bull in motion. I think that is just really cool. Very cool effect. And the fact that his hand is attached. I love when Mezco does that. That ensures it's going to stay. You just got to be careful you don't break that. It's got some pliability, as you can see, but it just, that could be a breaking point right there. So just be cautious if you do decide to use that. But what a cool idea. It reminds me of Thor's hammer. A lot of these companies are making the spinning hammer, Mjolnir. So you have that with Robin's bola, which is pretty cool. And then I like how they keep the batarangs in a box. I'm not going to take them out, but I can zoom in and look at them closer. You get 2 yellow with some black on the top, 2 black with red, and then 2 black with green highlights. And they all look a little different. So still Golden Age looking. They look good. And then his hands, unfortunately, don't come in a plastic box like most of the Mezco figures now. They come separate, like the old school ones did. But you got, you know, some splayed hands, some like karate chop hands, and then ones for holding batarangs and stuff like that. And then here are the bat cuffs, which, let me see here. I haven't messed with these yet. How do these open? They just disconnect like so from there. It's a friction fit. And it shows you taking the figure's hands off, putting them over the wrist pegs, and then closing them down. But I'm telling you right now, these bat cuffs are huge. You probably won't even have to do that. You can probably just put them over the character, go up to his forearms almost, unless you can maybe tighten these. Are they designed to go in more? Not really, but you can. So you can go further. But as you can see with that design piece, they're designed to catch right there. But still look nice. There's a yellow batarang on it. Some metallic blue paint with some silver on both sides. So a nice piece. And then here's the rebreather. I tested all 3 heads. The head he comes with, the smiling face, I don't think is magnetic. I think it's just the other 2. But that's fine. I mean, you can't even see his mouth when you put this on. But I'll put it on for a better detail. So here is one of the heads. This is kind of a gruff looking Dick Grayson, right? Tough boy look. And if I put this rebreather on, it says it's magnetic. It just doesn't feel like it's magnetic, but it is because it's staying on. It's just not it's not a very strong magnet, which makes sense because there's not a lot of space for a magnet to go in here. And then you have this head, which he's like really getting into it now in the street fight with some thugs, maybe fighting Riddler or Penguin. And then that just kind of secures on there as well. Rebreather. For either underwater or if maybe some Joker gas. Some Smilex, right? Okay, and what you guys are all probably waiting for is a figure. Let's take a look at this Boy Wonder and talks about some positives and some negatives. So first off, the cape is different. We'll show the other Batman in a minute, but the other Batman's like a pleather leather cape. This is cloth fabric. And while it'll probably hold up longer, I like the look and feel of the Batman cape better, personally. But it's wired. It's wired on the sides. You can get, you know, all sorts of, you know, wind-blown effect looks and everything, whatever you want to do. Like he's jumping down. I mean, you can do a whole gambit of different things with the cape. So it's kind of cool. I don't know if there's wire in here. Feels like it. You don't want to mess with the collar, though. And then there's the Robin logo, If I zoom in, it is rubberized. It's rubber, and it's probably glued on, I would imagine. Same with these, the tabs on the vest, on the coat. These are rubber, which is kind of cool. I like it. The belt is rubberized. I don't know if the belt comes off. I've not had good success with Mezco belts, so I'm not going to mess with it. I don't think it might come off. And I've just not had good success with their belts lately. They never stay on good for me, which bothers me. And the one thing I'm not too crazy about, we'll talk about it right now, is his underwear. I'm fine that they did this with like the scale mail look, but I feel like it's just straight across. Something feels off to me on this. And maybe I'm thinking of the show too much. I don't know, but I don't know if this needs to go up on the sides or maybe down on the sides. I don't know, but maybe I'm nitpicking. Maybe it just feels like it's too big because this is a small body. I think this is a brand new body, a male body, if I'm not mistaken, from Mezco, but not positive because typically most their figures are covered, right? I've never taken mine apart like some people like to do. But let's go ahead and go over articulation right now, since we got it here. I've gone over some. There's a couple things I wish they would have done differently, but of course your head is on a ball joint, so he gets good range, and the neck does move as well, so the neck and head are separate, which is always good. It gives you more range. And real quick on this mask, if you look closely in the back, you can see the band, like it's a Halloween mask, like a costume mask. You can see the band in his hair, so that's pretty cool that they did that little detail. Yeah, good on Mezco to do that. So, sorry about that. Head and neck is on a ball joint. The arms, the shoulders are really tight on my figure. I'm afraid, boy, I'm really worried about this. They're very tight. They go 90, but I'm scared with those shoulders. They're really tight. So be careful with your own copy. There's a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, even though they're really thin. This is very thin and kind of almost Hasbro-ish like plastic, which concerns me a bit. I don't like how rubbery it is. But if it holds up, I guess that's what I worry about the most. And then ball hinge wrist peg, which is typical for Mezco. And I believe the shoulder dips too. The shoulder dips, and it also is a butterfly. It butterflies a little bit too. So that's nice from Mezco. But those shoulders are funky, so just be careful that you don't do anything to maybe break yours. I'm a little concerned out of the box with this. Now, torso has a ball joint, so he doesn't crunch that much, unfortunately. He crunches back pretty good, but not forward. And there's no upper chest articulation, unless mine, oh, there might be. I think my upper torso is stuck, if it even moves at all. But I feel like there is. I can twist it. I just can't go forward or backwards with it. So that tells me it's super tight or mine's frozen. So let me know if you guys get this figure, if your upper torso can move, because that really limits his crunching, you know, forward at least. And then the legs are on, I think, probably ball joints, typical Mezco. They go up 90, no problem. And the knees are nice and smooth and double jointed. You know, this is very rare for Mezco to not have a figure covered with material, but because it's Robin, this is what it is. And you can see the thigh cut there, aesthetically not nice. And the knee, this is about as good as you're going to get for the most part with an exposed knee joint. Should they have used a Fison body? There's pros and cons. I know they used one with some sort of Fison type body with 89 Batman. And then the recent, Spider-Gwen. She's some sort of Fison body as well with a metal armature, like the 89 Batman. And you can say what you want about those bodies, but I don't know. Aesthetically, you would have wanted to see a Fison body probably, if you're worried about aesthetics. But I think, you know, I'm okay with it. It doesn't look that bad. And the legs can kick out, of course. So, and the thighs do rotate, as you can see the rotation there. Now the ankles are a bit funky because you know, he has his, you know, Robin Hood boots that go up so far. So you can get them to go down a little bit. They can go up pretty good, but you don't get any rocker really. A little bit, a little rocker. But man, ankle rocker from Mezco is hit or miss. It really is. So you can't get some dynamic, you cannot do dynamic poses with these ankles. If you were thinking you could, you can't. Let's change these heads out real quick and see what we got here. Just give a different look for him. I'm not sure which one's my favorite. Zoom in here closer. It is a soft face sculpt, like they're kind of known for. And I'm okay with it. I think comic accuracy, it looks good. The eyebrows look good. I love the domino mask with the white eyes. I love the white eyes when they do that with Batman and Robin. It's just the best. There's this one. I might do the smiley one. I'm not sure. But I forget how old Dick Grayson was when Bruce took him in. Was he like 13? I can't remember how old Dick was when Bruce took him in. Something like that, right? 13, 14, he was young. So when you talk about this body being so small, I think of the Catwoman body that Mezco, you know, released some years ago. For being a teenager, it's accurate. And we'll compare this Robin to the other one that came out, what, last year, and see if the body is the same. It's going to be hard to tell because that body's covered with material. But regardless, let's get this guy into some poses now and see what we come up with. All right, and here's Robin with that spinning bola connected. And I'll say this, one thing that's a good thing and a bad thing is it looks like Mezco redesigned the wrist pegs. So typically with a body this size, the wrist pads are real thin and small and can break. I've never had one break, but I've seen other people break theirs. This wrist peg is thicker, and it was a little difficult to pull the hand off for the first time ever with a Mezco figure. So trying to get this hand on and not break that off was difficult. I love the idea of Mezco having the hand connected to accessories, but in this case, I think it didn't work right because this is going to break. I know people are going to break this right out of the box. You cannot push that hand on by pushing the bola. You've got to get your fingers on the hand and pull it in, and it's not easy. I hate the fact that I did this one first because I want to have this pose in my shelf, but it means I got to take this hand off and do it again, which kind of scares me. And these ankles are not holding up good. So in this pose, I wanted to kind of change his legs. I couldn't because he was going to fall backwards. So, yeah, again, a lot of pros and cons with Mezco. I like the figure overall. There's just some things that keep it from being, to me, a home run. I'll leave it at that right now. I do like it. I do like it. And I think this looks fantastic. It's a cool look. I guess you could have that bola up over his head, like he's kind of doing it over his head as well. In fact, let me change that and see what it looks like over his head. Okay, real quick, this wrist peg, as I can show you. Boy, it's really hard to pull these hands off. It's a loud pop when it comes off. And this wrist peg actually split when I took the hand off. It didn't break. I can pop it back together again, but it came open at that line right there. So just, man, be careful with these wrist pegs. They are beefier, as you can see. These are beefed up wrist pegs, which I like the idea of that. But man, these hands are tough to get on and off for a Mezco figure. I would maybe advise heating the hand up first in this case. All right, and I think that looks probably a little bit better. I'm by no means an amazing poser, and I spent like, a minute doing this, but I think this actually looks better than the first one. This is how he'd be swinging the bola in real life, over his head like that, getting ready to chuck it at some bad dude's legs, tying him up, tripping him down. So, yeah, that wrist peg, the hands are not easy to get on. So, man, be very careful because those elbow joints, with it being a thin body, I worry about those elbow joints a little bit. And getting those hands on, be careful how you hold hold it by the forearm, maybe by the gauntlet and the glove to use pressure to get the hand on. I haven't broken anything yet, but I have a feeling I know what's going to happen with some people's figures. They're going to break either the elbow, this bola. I see it happening. So be careful if and when you get this figure. All right, there's that effect piece I've got on. I didn't put on this piece, but you can always cut out some paper or something or write with a marker on there, removable marker, like bam, pow, whatever you want to do. But yeah, it's a pretty cool look. For me, I wouldn't display him with this, but you know, for some like toy photography, some action scenes, like he's punching Joker or something, that's a pretty cool display right there. So yeah, you can get some you know, minor dynamic poses you can get. So kind of cool. All right, Mezco, stop this. Stop doing this. The last two figures I've gotten, this has been tight and this would not open. And I just realized this time that was the problem. And it was so tight from the factory that a hand screwdriver wouldn't even turn this. I've almost stripped it. I had to get my power screwdriver out, my drill out, and put it in reverse to get this screw out. And even then, it took me 2 attempts. It's almost stripped to get this to come undone. So Mezco, get some QC going. I'm getting tired of it. I jabbed my hand. It's my own fault, but I jabbed my hand with a screwdriver initially. I'm not happy. But man, Mezco, it's not just Mezco. All these toy companies QC sucks lately. Sucks. Bandai, you know, Square Enix, all those FF7 figures I love. The QC sucks. Hot Toys QC is starting to go down the drain too. Okay, I rant over, but just know if you can't get this to open, it's because the factory has screwed this down like a maniac, like a lug nut on a tire. Ridiculous. And I do all that just to show you this cool pose. If you want to get him like he's in the water, like in Gotham Harbor, you can get him with the rebreather on, like he's swimming through the water. So if you want to do some toy photography, you could do something cool like that. I did some Aquaman shots some years ago, which really turned out good, I thought. Maybe it was a fun setup to do with water stuff. But yeah, since Batman comes with a rebreather, you could do the same with Robin. And as you can see, with the cape being wired, you can make him look like he's in the water. And that's just one use for the rebreather. Like I said, he could be fighting Joker, and there could be some Smilex gas. But yeah, not too bad. Overall, I like the figure. Let's do some comparisons now. Okay, and here's exactly what you wanted to see when you got this Robin, was him next to Golden Age Batman. And man, they look really good together. The colors pop. The colors are brighter on my camera, but I think it looks better on my camera, honestly, than real life. But still, overall, these things lighted in a cabinet, display cabinet, will look fantastic. And Robin comes in just under 6 inches. I feel like he might be a little bit big, honestly, for a Mezco figure. Batman's like 6 1/4. So I think he's a tad big, honestly. Let's compare him with the other Robin right now. Okay, here he is next to Damian Wayne, and they're about the same height. I think Damian's a tad bit taller, just a little bit, because his hair is up instead of down like a Golden Age Robin. So surprisingly, they're the same size. I thought Damian might be a bit smaller. I think Damian should have been smaller. Most people would agree, but I do like this look better than just this printed on. This is like, it's like not, there's no depth to this. It's just printed on, but this has actually got some depth with these rubber pleats there, or whatever they are, holding the tunic together. But yeah, overall, these look cool. I wasn't going to get Damian originally. It's not my favorite. I'd prefer a different Robin, you know, Dick Grayson, which we now have. But yeah, I'm sure we'll get the other Robins eventually. Maybe even a Red Hood with Jason Todd. That'd be cool. I would love a Tim Drake Robin. Big time. Would love that. And here he is next to the Two-Face that came with that Golden Age Batman. So this is a Golden Age Two-Face. I didn't want to take him off the display base because I had this. This is how I set up my display. These weapons and this money came from the, I think it's called Double Trouble Pack, because this Two-Face didn't come with a weapon. No gun. Warner Brothers got this thing about guns now with their bad guy figures. So that's why McFarlane and Toyz doesn't have any guns with their figures anymore. You got to buy a weapon pack separately. So, you know, I get it for collectors or for kids, but for this being 18 years and older, no, don't, come on, Warner Brothers. But anyway, yeah, these look great side by side. I love this Two-Face, more so than the original release, which I also have for Mezco. But I just love the look. I love the green face for Two-Face. It's like so classic. Looks great. Okay, then a little more modern look next to him. You got the Catwoman, which came out, boy, quite a long time ago now from Mezco. Still love that figure despite the body. I wish I would have got the purple variant. But as you can see, he's a bit taller than Selina, which is probably accurate. Although at this stage in his life, I think he should be a little shorter. And then there's Jim Gordon, which I think that Jim Gordon could absolutely go with the golden age, just the way he looks right there. Kind of a classic look with this awesome bat signal that will literally light up on the ceiling of your room when you turn it on. Super cool release by Mezco. And until we get the Golden Age Joker, I think this one will fill in nicely. This is actually pre-Golden Age. Gotham by Gaslight Joker, but man, that is an awesome figure. I remember that figure was announced and was released that same week, which that never happens. And man, I wish that could happen more often. I get it, but it would be so cool if it could happen more often. But look at that. Fantastic side by side. And then one more final Golden Age comparison, Dick Tracy. Look at how awesome these Golden Age colors pop in the camera. Everything today is so dark and just depressing and overbearing, and I get it, Batman's got dark themes, and I mean, I love 89 Batman. It's my favorite Batman, but seeing this just lightens it up a bit. These are comic book characters from days gone by, I guess. But man, what a time to be alive during this time period. If you could have been. I know I wasn't, but I've seen videos, I've read some of these old comics, and man, it's cool. I love this look together. All right, final thoughts. I almost forgot. I actually got a Mezit this time. I have not got a Mezit from Mezco in close to 2 years. And I mean, Lord knows I've got a million of these things, but it's a little disappointing because with Mezco, you pay way more for shipping. And so you expect something extra. I didn't get a Mezco sticker, but I did get a Mezit. So let's go ahead and open this guy up on camera and see what we got. It's been so long. Oh, we got a blue grub. I don't have a blue one. I think his name is Grub. It's been so long. He looks really cool. He's definitely brighter on camera than he is in real life, but yeah, pretty cool. Oh, he has articulation at the waist now. I think that's new. I don't have any Mezits that have articulation at the waist. Look at them going all extra on their articulation with Grub. That's awesome. So yeah, cool. So final thoughts on this Robin Boy Wonder figure. Is it worth it? Well, if you're a Mezco collector, if you love Batman and Robin, especially from this Golden Age time period, I think absolutely. This figure retailed at $90, which you don't see too many Mezco figures at $90 anymore. I think when I started collecting Mezco back in 2018, like $80 was like the price point. And then deluxe was always more. But now we're looking like 112 for typical releases, I think. So $90 for a premium product, I'm okay with it. Again, it's not without its flaws, and I've kind of aired those out a few times here with some frustration. But overall, I do like him aesthetically. I think he looks good besides the pants. I'm getting used to them as this video goes on. But yeah, I didn't think I'd spend 30 minutes on a Robin video. Not my favorite character, but I had to have him. I have to have all these Golden Age. So hopefully they'll make like a Penguin and a Riddler. Riddler's my favorite DC villain. Maybe next to Darkseid. But I would love to see a Riddler. Oh man, and a Penguin with a top hat and some penguins, some explosives, umbrellas. They could do, oh, that'd be so awesome. Please, Mezco, do a Penguin and a Riddler next. And as far as availability, this guy is on waitlist on Mezco, but he is for pre-order on Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth here in North America. So if you want to pre-order this guy, it shows shipping in November, which is now. So typically those stores will get them a couple weeks after Mezco starts shipping. So I just got this guy in the mail today, which is November 1st. As the recording of this video, November 1st, 2024. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. Did you pick up the Batman and Two-Face set? And if so, are you getting this Robin because of that? Likely you probably are. That's what I got him for. Looking forward to the Joker. Cannot wait for that release. Hopefully it's coming soon. So let me know your guys' thoughts. You know, comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And until next time, this has been Mezco Toys 1/12 Collective, Robin the Boy Wonder. Thanks for watching.